well, kind of moping about in the foothills of life. Maybe that's you, maybe that's some of your classmates, but some folks are, like I said, they didn't exactly go with the gusto when they left high school. They maybe meandered around, went in and out of a couple of jobs, thought about going to college, and essentially they're still living on futons and eating off of milk crates and things like that. Whereas by 10 years in, some people went straight to college, then straight to graduate school, then straight into a job that paid them a whole bunch of money. They've got a wife that they met in their sophomore year of college. They waited until they both graduated. And then when they landed the dream jobs, right away, they got to work on a family. And so there they are, multiple degrees after 10 years out of high school. A job, a family, one, maybe two little gorgeous kids, and, well, they seem to have it all together, don't they? Especially when you compare it to other folks. Maybe you, who, not quite sure. Like I said, moping about through the foothills of life, not sure where you're going, not sure what you're doing, but sure that when you stack your life up against theirs, this little picket fenced life, doesn't look so great that you're still off and on, living with roommates, living with your parents, and your furniture, like I said, comprises mostly of futons and milk crates. And you stack those two lives up against each other, and it seems like one person is coming out the clear victor. When I first started in radio, I was late to the game. I really was. Like, there were people in there that had been doing radio since high school when I first started. But I knew I needed a job. I was 23, 24 years old. My band was over. I left pretty much before high school ended to go on tour. I hadn't gone to college because, well, that scholarship that I got offered to Tufts, I was like, yeah, Tufts wants to give me a scholarship, but Sony wants to give me a tour bus. I'm going to go with a tour bus. And I had a great old time. Went around the world, made records. The only downside of the whole situation was at 24 years old, my resume said lead singer in a band, and I didn't even have a band anymore. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do, but I knew it was probably something media related, so I tried to get a job in radio. And the only reason I wound up in radio was because radio was the only thing that got back to me. Jobs in media and advertising and television and all the above, nothing. Zip, zing, nada. But I got 2 crappy air shifts a week. Overnight air shifts on 2 different radio stations. One on Sirius XM when Sirius XM had literally nobody listening to it. And the other one on a station in Houston called The Buzz. And I had 2 crappy air shifts a week, overnights. Started late. And there were people my age who had been doing it for the last 10 years, it seemed. They started interning in high school. And here I was, mid-20s, not really sure exactly what I'm doing with myself, making $12 an hour to work a grand total of about 10 hours a week. And trying to figure out how I was going to eke a living and a career out of that. And it didn't look good, but I had no other option, so I went for it. And I remember one of my contemporaries was this guy who just seemed like he was fast-tracked for success. He'd been at it for a long time. He had a rabid following in this town that we were on in. And I was just like, damn, I'll never catch up to that dude. And it's not like I'm catching up to anybody. It wasn't like I was pitting my career against his. You should note the sarcastic air quotes I'm putting around the word career at the moment. But it had to be said when I looked at his life and looked at mine and looked at the fact that he was able to talk on the radio and turn those words into money that he used to do very basic, simple things that I couldn't do, like eat, pay rent, stuff like that. I was like, I'm never going to get there. Where am I? And a lot of people feel that way when they're, living on the futon, going to their 10th high school reunion, 10-year high school reunion, and looking at where their friends with multiple degrees and multiple kids and multiple picket fences around their cute little houses are in life. You feel at a distinct disadvantage because you moped around. You didn't go with the gusto. You didn't make a plan and go for it. Cut to a few years later, that guy I was working with, well, he hit a bump in the road. He dropped an F-bomb on the air. Yeah. Whoops. Yet still kept his job. It was weird. But it showed me that, even when you're in a great position, you can F it up. And it was only a matter of time before he F'd it up again. And when that happened, I was given his job. I kind of became him. And he had dreams and aspirations of becoming this guy that programs a radio station. And I think he wound up being a strip club DJ right after that. I don't know exactly what happened to him for the next couple of years. I lost track of him. But I know that right now, I'm all the places he wanted to be. He's clawed his way back, and he's all the places he wanted to be, too. But I thought I was in such a deficit compared to this guy. And it doesn't matter as long as you keep your head down and work. It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius.
Coming again, taking it back to the place where I'm picking up the pen and before I started, it's already a killer. When you know that you're good, I gotta say that it's a thriller. Hey, I do it my way, bitch. Taking advantage of the gift, we gotta make it and pay to play. So what do you say, bitch? What do you say? It's either what I did just blew you away. I'm ripping you up, tearing you down, checking it out. Gonna be making a kick, cause that's what I am all about. I got clout, and I don't have to shout it, but I will cause I can help that I am busted about it. Check what I say, I only do it my way. Check what I say, I only do it my way. That's the way we do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. We do what we do. I'm running and jumping so I can say that I am giving it all that I got just to make you slam. I said what sham? There ain't no sham. Just listen to your beat from the fat fucking jam. My own mind, I gotta say it if anybody could be asking me the reason why I do what I do with this fucking fat crew. You're hearing it now, and it's gotta be getting through to you. Pumping it up just a little bit more, cause now is the time that I even the score. So just look around, there's no calm to be found as you move to the sound of the jam and you slam and I play. I only do it my way. I only do it my way. That's the way we do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. We do what we do. We do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. That's the way we do what we do. We do what we do. We do what we do. Undeniable style, while digging ditches for bitches. I'm causing miles of smiles, building bridges to riches while spitting venom and bile. Not stacking piles of papers, but yo, I think I will in a while. The world will wake up to the smarter kind of style. I bring a portion of proper accolades and fortune will be smiling upon what I do and the things that I say. A renaissance of thought leading us all to brighter days. So I don't believe that you're as stupid as what they tell me, and I do believe that we're beyond the mediocrity monopoly of our conformity of the way we're taught. But it's
Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is Concept 714, host of WakeTheFlock.net, the #1 hip-hop podcast in the world. You are now listening to AD on your radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving your music a savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD, and can't nobody rock a body better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving your music a savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD, and can't nobody rock a body better than me. Hey, you, what's that sound? I'm coming so loud from your radio dial. AD, be getting down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, I'm back once again, I'm ruling all city.
If you are one of the people that listens from Houston, Texas, you probably swam into work today, if at all, or maybe you're hunkered down, packing up sandbags, try and save your home or what have you. But do your very best to stay dry. Beautiful day today, but still large portions of the city underwater. Some friends of mine went to see the Rockets game last night at the Toyota Center out there in Houston, Texas, and yeah, they're like, well, it's 2:30 in the morning. We still can't go anywhere. They were officially hunkered down at the place where the Rockets play basketball. I wonder if the players stayed there, too. I don't know. I do know this, though. You should attempt to stay dry. It's been raining everywhere. Raining here, raining unseasonably large amounts in California, which definitely needs it, but still, oh, man. What is it about rain? Quick, there's some precipitation. Quick, there's some precipitation. Everybody drive like a-holes. Oh, just take it easy, won't you? Will you be so kind? Oh, man. Adult Friend Finder, that website, that got hacked. Turns out there's only one female member for every 16 men. I think, though, and we'll get into that perhaps a little later on if we get a chance, perhaps Bin Laden's extensive porn stash as well. That's been the subject of some interesting pieces of controversy. And as far as I'm concerned, politically correct nonsense has invaded Hollywood. In the new Fantastic Four flick, there's a black Human Torch. Now, hear me on this one. A lot of people are upset by the fact that there's a black Human Torch, and I'm one of them. Not because I have any problem whatsoever with people being black in movies. The problem I have is this. You're changing the mythology of the comic book that I grew up reading. Stop it. Just for the sake of appearing diverse. Stop it. I'm sure the guy that plays the Human Torch, I'm sure he does a fantastic, fantastic job. Michael B. Jordan is his name. And I'm sure he absolutely kills it, murders it. But the thing is, you're messing with, we'll get into it later, but you're just messing with the whole premise of the entirety of the Fantastic Four by doing that. It's the arrogance and the unmitigated hubris of the filmmakers that think, this beloved classic that people have been enjoying since before I was born. I'm just going to go ahead and change that. Yeah. It's like when Michael Bay was like, I think I'm going to make Spider-Man's webbing shoot out of him. I don't think that he could be a scientist and be a superhero at the same time. So he's not going to have the technical know-how to design web shooters. So I'm just going to make it that he makes his own web organically that comes out of his body. No! It's not the story. That's not how it happened. Jerk. Stop kicking us directly in the childhood. And we'll talk about all that later. I think the main thing that is of interest to all of us today is that, the folks over at TLC, which, remember, once upon a time, used to be called the Learning Channel. They pulled 19 kids and counting for now because of the revelation that 27-year-old Josh Duggar molested 5 underage girls when he was a teenager, including his own sisters. There's no word if it'll be back, and we'll discuss that a little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News, in no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, how you doing, and what is going on in the world?
Oh, yes, things are lovely. Things are overcast. 80 on the radio news time, 9:19.
Ugh. I have a head cold.
You do?
I thought I would soldier through it and pretend like I didn't.
Is it aches and pains, or is it...
It moves around. It was all about the aches and pains a couple days ago. And, sort of fever that came and went. But now the fever seems to be gone. And now I'm just coughing, hacking, and sneezing. And, it's the cough. Cough is the main problem. The nasal drip. But the cough, kept me up last night. Kept the dog up last night. It was just wouldn't stop. Wouldn't go away. So I'm
hot tea
light on...
and lemon. Is,
have you ever tried... Yeah, hot tea and lemon, I think that's hooey. Only because I've tried hot tea and lemon before. Back when I used to be a professional singer and my voice would start to go, people would be like, oh, you need hot tea and lemon. And that always just made it worse. And people would say, you need honey. But, sugar's an irritant. That's why if you have a rough throat and you go to get cough drops,
you should opt for the sugar-free kind because sugar winds up irritating your throat. None of those old wives' tales home remedy things ever work for me, so I'm just going to go with
we'll find out when we have
over-the-counter medication.
We'll find out when we have old wives, I guess.
Yeah, see if their tails held up.